Hi guys, welcome to today's video. Now here we are, boxing. I don't want to say boxing's back because it's disrespectful to Frank Warren and stuff, and we may go into that at the end of the video, but for now we are gonna go into Matchroom, see how they are coming along, and we're gonna break down the cards. So week 1 of Fight Camp. Oh, actually, I might make this video and just break down the Fight Camp, and then we might do the Joe Joyce in a different video, or just like, But anyway, we're gonna go with this. So the egg versus a cheese main event. Good main event. They're both, I don't know, I don't want to say defenseless as harsh, but they both like to take a shot. Anyway, we got Dalton Smith and Nathan Bennett. Dalton Smith, I believe, is like 4-5-0 now. Against Nathan Bennett, 9-1. I can see Dalton coming through, winning that, to be honest. I haven't seen Nathan Bennett, but Dalton Smith looked quite good in his first couple of fights. He has been on Facebook cards, YouTube cards, so I have seen him on them. Also with Fabio Wardley, I watched them fight that guy who looked like he was on PEDs or whatever he was on, the stuff. Struns, I think, and I was on the white Rivas bill. Like, Wardley hasn't been fighting since July 20th, so he's been out roughly a year coming into his fight. Villili lost for Christmas time, I believe. Cruiserweight going up to heavyweight, but I can see Wardley taking Villili out maybe within 6-7. If he stops him early, I'll be impressed, but I think he may take him out in the mid rounds. Good fight that is, Wardley and Villili. Gill and Reese Bellotti. I think Gill has got the beating of Bellotti. Don't know how. I want to say 10-round decision, Gill. I think 10-round decision would be the best bet. Reese Bellotti 14-3. Like, his record is kind of harsh, but Jordan Gill was 26-1 with arguably, you could say, a BS loss. You could say that, but is his fault in a, well, might not be his fault actually, because it was upset stomach or something, wasn't it, or a virus or something. Food poisoning, that's the one. And against that guy who Tinoco, trying to think his name, he dropped the decision to Joe Cadena and in Monaco. But yeah, I think Gill wins the decision in that fight. Going on to the British lightweight title fight. Don't want to be harsh because he is Gavin Gwynn's local, and loyalty's lied to your local guy. But Tennyson's such a hard puncher. I mean, yeah, he did have weaknesses to the body, a super feather. I don't know if he hasn't showed much weakness as a lightweight. He got dropped with a body shot by Martin J. Ward. Then he got stopped with a body shot by Tim Farmer, who wasn't a puncher. But I think a lightweight, he isn't struggling to make the weight too much. So I want to say Tennyson either stops Gwyn late or beats him on points, because Gwyn's a tough guy, you know. A lot of people say Gavin's a tough guy. Honestly, Joe Cadena's not the biggest one-punch hitter anyway, and he's not lightweight, as we've seen. So I think Tennyson either stops Gwyn late or goes on points. Gwyn's tough, but was Gavin ever fought a guy who's a big puncher who will come to win? Because let's be honest, his first 9-10 fights, except the Myron Mills fight, which was he eliminated, close on points, wasn't it? 97, 93 in our region, I want to say. Yeah, I think Tennyson. I think Tennyson is at this moment above Joe Cordina in levels. Not saying Cordina can't go above him, but Tennyson's further on in his career. I guess he's moved up, so we'll see. But I think Gwyn could beat him if he chooses to box him, because Gwyn's only got 2 knockers and 12 wins. I'm not to say he's on a puncher, because I'm sure he'd knock my lights out, but you know, he hasn't got a puncher's record, so I'm going to go with Tennyson late stoppage. The egg versus the cheese. They're both quite. They both take a lot of shots. I think Ted Cheeseman's got a better chin than Egginton. I mean, Egginton got destroyed by McQueen. That was before losing to Liam Smith in 5. It's got a wall over it, really. I'm not saying Egginton's chinny, I'm saying Cheeseman's got a better chin. Cheeseman obviously had a rough 2019, losing to Sergio Garcia, drawn against Conway, and a controversial loss to Scott Fitzgerald. I mean, that was quite a close fight. I think I had a draw, either a point to Scott, but I can see the other way. I mean, it's odd. I like Scott Fitzgerald, so I may have been touch biased. But I think he was like 6-2 up after 8, so I think I added 9, 10, 11, 12. And in a way, that fight reminded me of De La Hoya Trinidad, where the guy was outboxing him. De La Hoya was outboxing Trinidad. And then Trinidad just comes back in the last few rounds and manages to snatch a decision. That was a controversial decision as well, but similar fights. I'm not trying to compare levels, but you know what I mean. So that's week 1 of fight camp. Week 2 of fight camp. Harper Jonas. And we got Hope Price in the team to be announced fight. We got Akib Fiaz and Kane Baker. Akib Fiaz wins that for me. Kane Baker, I think, got stopped by. Didn't Kane Baker get stopped by Conor Ben? When Conor Ben was like 3-0, 4-0, something, I'm sure he did. Anthony Fowler and Adam Harper. I'm sure Adam Harper's unbeaten, isn't he? Or got a really good record. But I think Anthony Fowler could stop him. But the thing is with Anthony Fowler, since he's taken a step up, he's been blasting journeyman out. And when he took the step up against Scott, and when he had the 2 wins over Brian Ross and the English champ, I forgot his name now. And they both went the points. To be fair, I forgot the English champ's name now. But yeah, he hit them. Once he felt the shot, he just gave up in a way. Chris Billamson and Nathan Tawley now. I was harsh at the beginning of this fight. I thought Billam Smith could blast him, and I still think that's a possibility. But Tawley's an awkward tall guy. I've researched him more. Tawley Cardiff, so another Welsh guy. I mean, I'd love him to win, but I think Billam Smith is an excellent fighter. Who had a close fight with Yakpov, you know. But I think Billam Smith does beat him, as Tawley isn't the natural cruiserweight, I want to say. Even though he's tall, you know, could he, I don't know if he could make 175, but he could be like a 180, 185 guy, which isn't a weight, but my point is that Billam Smith will probably be the heavier on fight night. And Tawley doesn't have the power that Billam Smith does, but the awkwardness and the tall, and he has got quite fast hands. So I think Tawley's going to make it awkward for a couple of rounds. But I do think Billam Smith can get to him maybe mid-round. So I'm going Dalton Smith for that fight. Now, Terry Harper and Tasha Jonas. I admit, when I saw the Eddie Earn interview the other week about women could overtake men in popularity, I did see as a bit of a joke. But to be fair to the women, because it's such... If I want to be politically correct, there's a bit of stigma around women's boxing. But how crap it is compared to men's. I don't think it's that great, to be honest, but I'm gonna look at both sides of a coin. Great fight, Terry Harper. Brilliant performance versus Eva Wallstrom. Tasha Jonas. I think she's a bit bigger than Terry, and she actually looks big for super feather. And that's not something you would usually say about women for weight. Like, Tasha Jonas is arguably bigger than Katie Taylor. And I know that some people might disagree, but I think actually she is kind of bigger than Katie Taylor. And the closer I've got to this fight, it's a 50-50 fight, and I don't know what to call for it. But at the end of the day, I don't want to sit in the fence. It's a hard fight for me to call. I mean, Tasha Jonas got the amateur pedigree. Terry, but she did slip up to Adam Orbanoff, which Harper beat quite easily. Harper fought Orbanoff, didn't she? I'm sure she did before the Eva Wallstrom fight. Well, I don't know. I'm gonna pick, honestly. I can't think. I think I'm gonna edge with Harper, because we've seen Jonas get knocked. Because I've seen Jonas get knocked out badly against Orbanoff. Not badly, but like, you know. So I'm gonna edge with Terry Harper. But I wouldn't be surprised if Tasha Jonas, because Tasha Jonas can punch. For a woman, she can punch. So I'm gonna go with Harper. But when I say I'm going with someone, guys, I'm not saying the other person can't win. Like, totally could upset Dalton Smith because of his awkwardness. Just because I'm saying Dalton Smith's win doesn't mean I don't think Totally can win. This is what some of you guys don't understand. When I'm saying one person can win, doesn't mean the other person can't win. Like when I predicted Wilder was gonna knock out Fury, is that me saying Fury can't win? No. It's just seeing both sides of the coin, and sometimes, even though you think someone's gonna win, you've got to be objective. You know, and see both sides of the coin. Now the third week I believe is on a Friday. I also believe our Terry Harper fight's on a Friday now. This is underrated card. I've been guilty of underrating it, but it isn't great. You go the Doc against Anthony Fox. By the way, is this the order of the card? Because I don't understand. We can put Zelfa Barrett, not Coming, to be honest. John Doherty versus Anthony Fox. Anthony Fox is a good opponent for John Doherty. But to be fair, Anthony Fox has caused a few upsets. He's the one I know he's beat is Morgan Jones, who's another he's more local to me and Gavin Gwynn actually. I know he beat Morgan. I'm trying to think who else he beat. He beat another guy after Morgan. That was undefeated, I believe. But I do think Doherty is gonna win. Whether John Doherty's a big puncher, you know, but I don't know if he can punch at an increased level. Like, even though Anthony Fox has got a journeyman's record, he is a step up. So, could he knock Anthony Fox out? Yes, he could. He could. But I think he will knock him out. But it is a bit of a step up. Zelfa Barrett, Eric Donovan. I haven't seen too much Eric Donovan, to be honest. I've seen a couple of Zelfa Barrett fights. I think even though Eddie says it's 50-50s, he's trying to make him a bit easier. And it's Zelfa's first fight with Matchroom. I think Zelfa wins. Kieran Conway, Nav Masuri. I haven't seen Nav Mansuri. Kieran Conway, I think, has been pretty unlucky, you know. He had a draw against Cheeseman. But yes, could have gone either way. Is Kieran... am I meaning to say Kieran Conway's the best of that super welterweight bunch of the UK? I don't know. I mean, what's his name before them? It was Frank Warren. Super welterweight. What's his name? I can't think of his name. But when I fought him BD a couple of weeks ago. Last week with Frank Warren. Shit. That's gonna bug me. That is gonna bug me. That is gonna bug me. I can't think. I may as well try and find out quickly now. But I think he could actually be the best out of the super welterweight bunch in England, to be honest. Hamza Shiraz, that's the one. I think he could be the best out of that bunch, possibly. I think that Anthony Fowler, you got this thing with Matchroom, where they put the fighters in easy. Like, let's be honest, Anthony Fowler, for journeyman, and then he went up to Scott Fitzgerald, who were both on British level, you know. So, I think, obviously it was a brilliant fight, but like, you know, that's the problem with Matchroom sometimes, and the same with Cheeseman, like, going up to fight Sergio Rossi, he was 28, 29 and 0. You gotta give him, like, international opponents before that, I believe. You know, good international performance. But we're going back to Conway, I think he beats Nav Mansuri. And I do think he's like an outsider. Everyone's on about Fowler, Fitzgerald, but you got people like Shiraz, Conway, Cheeseman as well. I mean, Cheeseman, I think you could, I don't want to say he's the worst out of the bunch because of the controversial decision to Scott Fitzgerald, but like, people aren't writing him off a bit after 2 losses. But I think we're gonna see him come back, give it a good go. We see what happens. Shannon Courtney and Rachel Ball, eight rounds, 2 minutes. 8 2-minute rounds. I think Courtney wins, but I think Ball can give her a decent fight. I'm not too big on Shannon Courtney, to be honest. I don't know, it's just her personality doesn't just, like, Shannon Courtney, she's not cocky, but I just don't, like, from a fan standpoint, I just don't, you know. And then we go on to Felix Cash and Jason Welbon. I think that's a good fight for Felix Cash. And Jason Welbon has gone up against the likes of Jarrett Hurd, etc. So I think Felix Cash wins, and he had an excellent fight with Jacqueline. We'll see what happens, but I think it's a good fight. We're going to go on to White Pavek, and I'm going to have to try and go over this a bit quick because I'm running out of time. There's still fights to be announced, but I'm going to go off what I'm seeing now. Luffy, Clay and Chris Congo, I think is an excellent fight. I don't know who's going to win out. I think it's a 50-50 fight. I'm going to edge to Chris, mind you, I don't know. I've seen Chris Congo once, and he's good at using his range and stuff against that particular opponent. I think his name was Ambomo. He's like a really, like, known journeyman who's just really short for the weights he fights. He even fights at super middle sometimes, Bromo. And he's like 5'2", 5'3". Kuzmin and Bakoli. And I edged to Bakoli. I think that even though, do you know what though? I don't know. I think that they both got shown up by Maglanta, who was a smaller guy. And just because Hunter stopped one arm and the other one survived 12, it doesn't mean anything. But I have seen Kuzmin in the amateurs. Going back to his amateurs, I watched him and been impressed. But I'm going to edge with Bakoli. But I wouldn't be surprised if Kuzmin wins 10 rounds. I kind of think that should be a 12 rounder, you know. Mind you, if Kuzmin's gone 12 once, I don't know if Bakoli's gone 12. And then we have Katie Taylor and Delphine Pursoon. And I don't have a clue what's going to happen in that fight, to be honest. I don't know whether it'll be the same as the first fight, like a war. Because I think Katie Taylor will have tried to learn and box better. I think Katie Taylor isn't overrated. But my point is, the Sky Sports really annoy me when I commented on it. It's so biased. And we're just trying to push this propaganda of women's boxing a bit far. So I'm not going to talk about that fight too long because it'll just piss me off. And I've got limited time. And I don't know who wins. I think Pursoon could win, actually. But we'll see. If Katie Taylor comes out and boxes better, I think Katie Taylor wins. Because of her boxing ability, there's no comparison. But if Pursoon can make it a dogfight, I think Pursoon wins. So it purely depends on what type of fight there is. Then you've got Dillian White and Alexander Povetkin. And closer I've got to this fight, the more concern I've got for Dillian White. No disrespect to him. I think he's a great fighter and he's my favourite out of the top heavyweights. Like, I prefer him over Fury, Joshua, so-and-so. Just because his personality, I think he's a straight to the point guy. Like, Fury, we know he's got bipolar and stuff. But I don't know what he's going to say from 1 minute to the next. He says he wants to fight someone, then, you know. Let's hope him and Joshua get it on, to be honest. Or at least him and White for the WBC mandatory, which should happen in February, I believe, coronavirus or not. Povetkin showed his age against Hunter. To be fair, they both had a lost fight that night, albeit Marius Black wasn't as serious an opponent as Hunter. I think Dillian White may start quick, as he's seen Hunter starting quick, but his styles are different. But I believe that if I was White, if I had the skill set of White, etc., I'd try and get Povetkin to come towards me and throw some shots and try and, like, sap his energy. But that all depends on what White comes in. White looks in good condition compared to his last condition. I mean, it's easy to look good when you're about 20 pounds lighter. Or whatever he is. I think he could be in the mid to high 240s. But I think White does win if he uses a plan I just said, try and tire Povetkin out. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. And I will be back with more boxing videos, streams, etc. Take care, guys. Peace.